Hi, and welcome to Homeschool Advice with Laura Geis. I'm Laura Geis. Normally, on these videos, I share with you a question that a homeschooling mother or father has written into me, and I share the answer. Well, this week I'm going to do something a little differently. I write articles for an online magazine called Kids Edge, and the magazine is all about raising exceptional, outstanding children. And there's a lot of focus on homeschooling on this particular magazine. And on Facebook, a couple weeks ago, there was a debate going on about whether or not parents should require kids to keep their rooms clean. And I think this is an age-old debate that goes on and on. And it was interesting, some of the comments that were on Facebook. Some parents were of the opinion that it's the child's room, so they can do with it whatever they want, and other parents felt like we're paying the mortgage or the rent and this is our house, and so they have to keep their rooms up to our standards. And there were a lot of opinions in the middle between those two extremes, but I thought it might be something we'd want to explore today. And my personal feeling about the issue is that yes, it's my child's personal space, but part of my training them to become capable adults one day is to teach them how to take care of their surroundings, how to be organized so they can find things, and how to take care of their possessions. So I personally feel like there needs to be some kind of standard about having a clean room. So typically what we do in our house is at least once a week my kids will clean their rooms, and throughout the week they do basic things like make their beds or pick up their toys or put the laundry where the laundry should be. But so we have some basic standards. But I remember when I was teaching my children how to clean their rooms, and I had this 4-step strategy that I used with each of them, and it worked pretty well for me, so I thought I would share it with you. So the first step was, I call it partner up. And partner up is where I showed them how to do it. So I'd go in their rooms, we'd clean the room together. I'd show them how to make the bed. We would pick up the toys together. I'd show them how to dust. I'd show them how to run the vacuum cleaner. And I'd show them what my idea of a clean room looked like. And we did it together. So we were partners. So then step 2, I call backseat driver. So backseat driver is where I'm still in the room with them when the room is being cleaned, but I'm more a supervisor and they're doing all the work. So I can make a comment like, great job picking that up, this looks really good, you've missed a spot over here. And sometimes it's fun in that if you have little kids, they like to be timed to see how long it takes them to do something. So sometimes I'd take my stopwatch up and we would, pretend it was some contest. Let's see how fast he can get those clothes picked up. That was just an idea I used when they were younger, but backseat driver. And then step 3, going solo. So solo means you're doing it alone. So I would send my kids up to their rooms, and basically I'd say I need it cleaned by such and such a time, and I'd let them alone to see what happened. And hopefully if I had trained them well, it looked pretty good. And at the end of the time, if I said, let's have this finished by 5 o'clock, I'd go up to their room and I would act as the inspector. So it was a simple matter of, checking to make sure they had done everything. Then, after they'd pretty much mastered that, the final step was surprise inspections. So we're gradually weaning away from them needing you to get this job accomplished. So you start off doing it with them, then you're in the room with them and you're watching, then you're inspecting after they do it, and then in this final step, you do surprise inspections where it's not getting inspected every time. You're trusting that they're getting their rooms clean, but every once in a while you'll go up, just to make sure the standards are still up, up to snuff. But what I found was sometimes, I mean, it's a lot for a little kid to remember all the things that go into cleaning a room. So one really good help for me was I jotted down a list of all the things, all the tasks that are required in order to clean a child's bedroom. So it was make the bed, put the toys where they belong, you might empty the wastebasket, dust, and I would put very specifically dust this, dust the dresser, dust your nightstand, anything I wanted dusted. I would list that piece of furniture out on a piece of paper, vacuum the floor, whatever it is you want them to do in order to have a clean room. List everything in as great a detail as you can, and sometimes I would type it in on the computer, or sometimes I would use colorful markers, and I'd make a chart for them so that they could look right away and say, oh yeah, I have this done, I did this, sort of like a checklist. And what I did with that is I put it in one of those plastic sleeves like you'd use in a binder so that the paper didn't get all ripped up and wrinkled and kids couldn't say they lost it, because I'd take this plastic sleeve and I'd use some sticky tack or even tape, or if they have a bulletin board I could tack it up there. But normally I would post this inside their on their closet door, so it would be there for them to see and no one else could see it. But they had a checklist so they would know exactly what was expected when they cleaned their room, and that way when I went up for surprise inspection I could just say, is this done? Is this done? Is this done? And if it wasn't, you know, hey, this job is on the list and you haven't done it yet, so you better get back here and get it done. So that was the 4-step strategy I used to keep my house reasonably clean. And remember, when you're homeschooling, it's not going to be spotless, it's not going to be perfect, but we can be reasonably neat and tidy. So that's how I do it. I hope this helps. I'd love you to leave a comment about how you keep a neat and tidy house while homeschooling, because I think it's something that a lot of us struggle with. So leave your comments and I'll see you next time.